Welcome to part 2 of our Celebrity Edge New Zealand cruise diary.
In this episode, we'll cover port stops in Auckland, Mount Maunganui and the Bay of Islands,
as well as our return journey across the ditch to Sydney. I'm Paul.
And I'm Lee.
And together we're Late to the Sail Away.
After the excitement of Dunedin and Christchurch, Day 7 was a chance to sleep in and recharge our batteries.
After a light breakfast, we headed to the theatre for an enrichment talk. Movie historian Doug Henderson was holding a series of talks about Australian cinema and movies throughout the decades.
And that day, the mothership was calling, and the topic was movies of the 80s.
Yeah, the 80s is my happy place. So many great memories, awesome high concept movies and amazing music.
You okay? Maybe you and the 80s should get a room. Bet you can't wait for the 80s party on Carnival Adventure next week.
Oh yes, I'm really looking forward to that. Anyway, the 80s movies talk was great and it brought back a lot of great memories.
Any guesses on the highest grossing film of the 80s? Tell us what you think in the comments below.
And let us know your favourite 80s movie. So many great films to choose from.
Definitely Back to the Future for me.
After the trip down memory lane, we headed to...
You guessed it.
The club.
Where we met Steve, and amazingly, we actually won one, which was great.
It was, although the prizes weren't that flash. We won a celebrity-branded pop socket thingy.
Have the medals on Disney Cruise Line made you a little ungrateful?
Maybe. A cheap bottle of plunk would have been nice.
He said.
After our victory, we found ourselves at the Ocean View Cafe for lunch. The theme that afternoon was Flavours of France.
We tried a bit of everything. Coq au vin, duck à l'orange, beef bourguignon.
Oh, you talk that French, baby.
That night we ate at the Mediterranean-inspired Cyprus restaurant.
Cyprus celebrates Celebrity Cruise Line's Greek heritage, so I opted for the Greek meze board to start, and followed it up with the Greek-style braised lamb shank, which were both superb.
I had the vegetarian spring roll and the vegetable Wellington.
After dinner, it was back to the theatre to see the Shredderz.
Classical music meets rock and roll was a fantastic show.
Lots of classic tunes, including Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody, Eleanor Rigby by the Beatles, and more.
After the show, we retired to our cabin. Then you disappeared to take some late-night photos of the ship.
I actually had a date with a big Dutch girl.
Oh, did you now?
Whoa, not like that. I was looking at a cruise ship app and could see that we were going to sail close by Holland America's cruise ship Noordam, so I headed to deck 15 to take a look.
You were gone for ages.
The Noordam was about 40 kilometres away, so I passed some time by taking a few photos of the ship's outdoor areas, bathed in neon lights. It was pretty spectacular.
And the Noordam?
Well, after about half an hour, I could see some lights off in the distance. They got closer and closer before Celebrity Edge and Noordam passed within a couple of kilometres of each other. It was magical. On day 8 of our cruise around New Zealand, we found ourselves docked at the very rainy port of Tauranga.
We had a bit of a sleep-in, as we didn't have to catch a bus into town due to the port being right on the doorstep of Mount Maunganui.
We took our time and avoided the early morning rush, met up with Kath and Steve and disembarked at about 10:30. Thankfully, the rain had stopped and the sun was peeking out from behind the clouds.
The four of us walked off the ship and headed along Pilot Beach towards the very majestic Mount Maunganui.
We cut across to Marine Parade, Mount Maunganui's main promenade, and went for a stroll along the beach.
It had turned into such a nice day. There were people in the water swimming and surfing.
I was so tempted to accidentally fall in, but Steve and I thought we'd have a go at climbing to the top of Mount Maunganui.
Why would you do that?
Because it's there, duh.
So while the two of you went off playing mountain goats, Kath and I stopped at a local cafe for coffee, cakes and a good old chinwag.
So after you and Kath buggered off, we started our climb. All up, Mount Maunganui is 232 metres high, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it looked pretty daunting from the bottom. We stopped a few times to take photos.
And to catch your breath?
Yeah, I'm not 25 anymore. So after a few, shall we call them photo breaks, we reached the summit. The views from the top were amazing, with panoramic views of the greater Tauranga region and the Bay of Plenty. We could even see the Celebrity Edge docked below. She looked so small, like a matchbox toy. We took a few more photos, then made our way back down.
We spent the rest of the afternoon exploring the town, sampling local coffees, delicious muffins and the tiniest large chips I've ever seen.
Burger King New Zealand, you need to lift your game. They were pitiful. It was time to head back to the ship. Once back on board, I got changed and headed for a hot tub to soothe my aching legs.
That night we dined at the Tuscan restaurant and I had my first taste of Celebrity's vegetarian lasagna, and it was so delicious that I ordered it for the next night as well.
I fancied a curry and beef Rogan Josh was on the menu, and after a long day of mountaineering...
Mountaineering? Okay, Edmund.
It really hit the spot.
After dinner, we headed to the theatre to see the production show Feel the Funk.
It brought hits from the 70s through to today, all in a funky style.
It was a very entertaining show. We awoke on day 9 to find ourselves right in the heart of Auckland.
It reminded me of Sydney, with a beautiful harbour and the cruise and ferry terminals a stone's throw away from the city itself. We had a light breakfast and disembarked the ship.
We'd organised a walking tour of Auckland and were a little early, so we grabbed a couple of coffees, then met our tour guide.
The walking tour was very informative and insightful, stopping at various points of interest where our tour guide would provide us with some local historical facts.
There was a lot to take in over the course of the 2-hour tour and many sights to see.
If you ever visit Auckland, we highly recommend that you book the walking tour with All About Tours. It's completely free and the tour guides are great. Just remember to tip them at the end, as that's how they're paid.
After a spot of lunch and some free McDonald's Wi-Fi, I fancied a massage and found a great little place a few minutes away.
I dropped you off, then headed for the Sky Tower. At 328 metres tall, it was the tallest tower in the Southern Hemisphere until 2022. Entry to the tower was about 45 New Zealand dollars, and once at the top, the views from the observation deck were amazing, with breathtaking panoramas of Auckland and the surrounding areas.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. My massage was fantastic. Easily one of the top 3 massages of all time.
And significantly cheaper than a massage on the ship?
Oh yeah, it's about 1/3 of the price.
That night, we had dinner at the Tuscan restaurant before heading to the theatre.
We saw Alexa Jayne, a very talented singer with a powerful voice.
Her rendition of Help in the style of John Farnham was incredible. We dropped anchor at the Bay of Islands at 6 a.m, although I didn't get out of bed until about 8:30.
We had a 10 a.m. rendezvous with Kath and Steve, so we showered and dressed and headed to the Ocean View Cafe for a hearty breakfast.
Oh, you didn't mention the views of Bay of Islands.
was very impressive.
We met Kath and Steve just as our tender number was called out, headed through the destination gateway before boarding a tender via the magic carpet.
Such a great idea, and a much nicer way to board a tender.
The ride to Waitangi Wharf was smooth and we arrived within 15 minutes. From there, we caught a complimentary shuttle bus to the small town of Paihia.
The sun was shining and the skies were a clear blue, with temperatures in the mid to high 20s.
It felt like we'd been magically transported to the Whitsundays or the Caribbean. It was gorgeous.
We spent most of the afternoon exploring the town, including the local market.
I was very impressed with the Jiwa stall, where they had some really impressive fish-themed artwork made from sheet metal.
We went to the Movenpick shop for coffee, ice cream, and the always welcome free Wi-Fi.
We then popped into a local pharmacy to be completely baffled by a tube of sunscreen.
$30 for that little tube. Ridiculous. To make it worse, we actually found our sunscreen in the bottom of your backpack.
At the marina, there were a few more shops, a tourist information centre, and also scenic helicopter rides.
Those pilots were lunatics. They came barreling in at full speed before coming to a sudden stop to land.
Very skillful.
Kamikaze? You couldn't pay me to go on one.
After a bit of shopping and exploring, we hopped on the bus back to Waitangi, as we wanted to see the treaty grounds before reboarding the ship. But we were a bit surprised when we were told that there was an entry fee of 75 New Zealand dollars per person.
And the destination seminar didn't mention that at all.
So we caught a tender back to the ship and had some lunch before snapping some photos of Bay of Islands before our early departure. Also, I have to mention Jenny, who recognised me from our Facebook posts and came to say hi. I was tickled pink by that. We opted for an early dinner at the Cosmopolitan restaurant so we could see the early production show.
There was a special performance in The Club by Tenori.
Man Band?
Oh, Man Band, yes. I'm sorry, I meant Man Band. And we wanted to secure a seat for their show at 10 p.m.
Even though we got there early, the club was already very busy, but we managed to find some seats on the second level.
They came on stage in the most ridiculous outfits and started off with some classic Backstreet Boy tunes.
Backstreet's back, baby.
The crowd was going wild, and then you hug it off.
I wanted to get up close and personal with the boys from Man Band, and they didn't disappoint.
It was so much fun. Their dance moves were hilarious, reminded me of the movie Boy Town, only much better.
They sang some massive hits, including Sweet Caroline, some Bee Gees numbers, and Journey.
Then they brought the house down with some epic Bon Jovi.
The crowd was going off. It was fantastic. The most fun I had on board and probably one of the best shows I've seen at sea.
Having a good time, having a good time. We shoot the star, peeping through the sky like a tiger. Having a good time, don't want to stop at all. Don't want to stop at all.
After saying our goodbyes to New Zealand, day 11 was a sea day and we powered across the ditch on our way back to Sydney.
And the good news was we could put the clocks back again, gaining an hour of precious sleep.
I headed to the Cosmopolitan restaurant for breakfast as I really fancied some chronic indigestion.
Eggs Benedict.
That works too. Breakfast in the dining room was a much more relaxed affair than the bun fight at the OK Corral. My Eggs Benedict was perfectly cooked and delicious, but I had to have Gaviscon chasers throughout the rest of the day.
At 10 a.m. we were back in the club for some trivia. We had our own but just missed out on a win. It was then time for some coffee at the Ocean View Cafe, where we sat and chatted a while admiring the endless sea views.
Before we knew it, it was time for lunch. I popped over to the Mast Grill for a burger and chips, while Steve and Lee gorged on chocolate cakes and choc chip cookies.
You're no saint. You muffed down a big chunk of tiramisu doused in alcohol.
And it was great.
After lunch, we played bingo at the club, but didn't come even close to winning.
After some more lazy sea day activities, we got dressed for dinner at the Cosmopolitan restaurant.
It was chic night again, and you had your first taste of lobster.
I did, and it was great. It's the perfect butter delivery system. After dinner, we were heading from the restaurant to the theatre when we bumped into Captain Theo, who was gracious enough to allow a quick photo with yours truly.
You were blushing.
I was over the moon.
Jared Fell was the headline act that evening, billed as the Wizard of Comedy.
His act was a fusion of magic and stand-up with a unique flair, a touch of sass, and a lot of fun.
When he first came out, I wasn't sure about him, but he was so good, funny, and very entertaining.
We then raced to the club, where the entertainments team are hosting a musical murder mystery, part music trivia, part cabaret show, and lots of silliness.
We tied for first place and left with our heads held high.
Such a fun night. I woke up at 6 a.m, or at least I think I did. My phone said one thing, my travel clock said another, and my body clock just yelled at me.
So let's just say it was sometime between 5 and 7.
Yeah. You had a lie-in, while I got dressed and headed out to shoot some footage of the ship, which was eerily quiet. I grabbed a coffee at the Ocean View, then went down to the theatre for the final enrichment talk in the movie series.
Then we met at the club for back-to-back trivia at 10 a.m.
We started with general knowledge trivia, which was just a warm-up.
Is that your secret code for a loss?
It just might be.
The second trivia session was movie posters.
Yeah, I had a really good feeling about that one.
There were 20 movie posters with the titles removed.
All of them were familiar to me. Some were very easy, others required a guess, and one title just wouldn't come to me, even though I knew the movie. But I thought we did okay.
Anyway, to cut a long story short,
we got 19 out of 20 and won by 2 points.
we spent the rest of the day doing various activities, some souvenir shopping, and then the worst part of any cruise, packing.
We had an early dinner at the Cosmopolitan so we could make the early theatre show.
Tenori were headlining the final show of the cruise, and we were hoping to see Man Man as a supporting act, but they were a no-show.
Did you ever notice how you never see Tenori and Man Band together?
Yeah, that's so weird.
The final show was bittersweet. Their performance was once again fantastic.
Then we had a reality check when they sang Andre Bocelli's Time to Say Goodbye.
That's when it sunk in. Our 12-night cruise was nearly over.
But we still had the Sydney Harbour sailing to look forward to in the morning.
Do you ever have trouble sleeping when you know you have to get up early?
No.
Well, I did. I was awake at 2:45, 3:30 and 4:30 before finally giving up on sleep altogether.
Before finally giving up on sleep. If you have never witnessed a sail into Sydney Harbour, we recommend that you set your alarm and do so.
And if you have experienced it before, we recommend that you set your alarm and do it again.
It never gets old and is quite spectacular. Sydney Harbour is just stunning.
The Sydney Opera House is a modern architectural wonder of the world, and on this sailing we were treated to a golden sunrise, making it even more magnificent.
We took some pictures and video, then made our way to the Ocean View Cafe for breakfast.
And some much needed coffee.
We then said goodbye to our lovely new friends and disembarked the ship.
Our New Zealand trip with Celebrity Cruise Line was a truly incredible experience. The Edge is a magnificent ship with a wonderful crew and a fantastic entertainments team, and we can't wait to sail with them again.
We'll be sailing with Celebrity again in November, this time on the solstice.
But we have a couple of cruises lined up between now and then,
That I know about.
including a return to Crown Princess,
And a Trans-Pacific cruise from Sydney to Honolulu on Royal Caribbean's Anthem of the Seas.
Well, that wraps up our Celebrity Edge New Zealand cruise diary.
If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps our channel to grow.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you at the next sail away. She looks so small, like a little f***ing matchbox.
There was a lot to take in over the course of the 2-hour tour. There was a lot to take in over the course of the 2-hour tour.
You buggered that.
I did.
I was looking at a cruise ship app and could see that there were... We cut across to Marine Parade, Mount Maunganui's main promenade, and then I couldn't see what was there. It brought...
All in a funky style.
Entry to the tower was about new...
My massage was fantastic. Easily one of my top 3 Yeah.
Headed through the destination gateway before boarding a tender on the magic... From there, we caught a complimentary something. The ride to Waitangi Wharf was smooth. The ride to Waitangi...
Tangy. Oh, hang on. Waitangi. Tangy. Sorry. Yeah, okay.
The ride to Waitangi Wharf was smooth. The most fun I've had on a After some more lazy day...
Sorry.
After some more lazy... Well, that wraps up. I'm Paul.
And I'm Lee.
And
this is Trouble.
what's wrong with you? I'm Paul. She's Trouble.
And I'm Lee.
And we're well...
And we're late to the sail away.